rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone.
Hi everybody, it's Miss Chelsea again. We're here for story time. So just so you know, we will be doing story times for kids and their caretakers on Facebook Live every Tuesday and Thursday at noon at this time. So I hope that you'll put us in your calendar to tune in. You can get a notification whenever we're going live by going to our Facebook page and liking or following us, and then you will get a notification right to your Facebook account that we're going live. You can also click on the live reminder posts on Get Reminder, and that will also send you a notification. So that's just something to keep in mind if you want to make sure to tune in with us. We're going to be doing another story time today, and I have 2 books for us about the seasons. So I thought that we could start with our song from last time. Do you remember that song? It involves some sign language, and it's a greeting song. So I'm going to remind you of the 2 signs. It's a greeting song, so we're going to use the sign for hello, which is hello. Can you practice that with me? Say hello to me in sign language. Hello, right? And we also used another sign. Do you remember what it was? It was the sign for friend. This is the way I remember it. I have one friend and another friend, and they're going to hug like friends do. Not right now. Friends right now should be keeping a distance from each other to keep everybody safe and healthy. But usually friends can hug if they're given permission by their friend, right? So our 2 friends are going to hug. Okay? And that's the sign for friend. So here's our song. I'm going to sing it once to remind you, and then we can sing it together. Are you ready? I'm ready. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, everybody. I hope by this time you're ready to watch with us and you've got a buddy with you, whether it's mom or dad, or a sibling or a cousin, or even grandma or grandpa. If they're sitting with you, let's say hello to each other. Are you ready? Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello. I'm ready to read some stories today. Are you? First, I'm going to take a sip of water. Last time I had my library card mug. This week I have a mug that looks like a takeout mug. And it is ceramic. It's not disposable like mugs that usually look like this. But I thought because Governor Murphy is telling us to support our local restaurants with takeout in this time, I would use my takeout mug. But I just drink some water in case I get parched throughout this. So I have a special surprise today. I have a bilingual book for us. That means I'm going to read the book in English and Spanish. Now, I am not a Spanish speaker. I know a little bit of Spanish, and I am going to read the Spanish portions of the book. Please forgive me for any errors, but I want to make sure our little friends who love to listen in Spanish can listen today with their moms or dads or whoever in their family that also speaks Spanish. It is a book about the seasons of the year. Las estaciones del año. I thought that this would be a good book because if you've been outside at all, you know that it's starting to get warmer. And we are going to a new season, the spring season, from winter to spring. So it's always a good time to remember the seasons of the year and learn something about them. This book was written by Margaret Hall. She's the author. And like I've said every story time, the author is the person who writes all the words in the story. The person who did the translation from English to Spanish is Dr. Martin Luis Guzman Ferrer. Thank you, Dr. Martin. Let's get started. What makes the seasons? Summer, autumn, winter, and spring. Daylight makes the seasons of the year. And now, I'm going to try it in Spanish. ¿Por que hay estaciones, verano, otoño, invierno y primavera. La luz del día marca las estaciones del año. Who's this here? He's a snowman. Maybe you've built a snowman. Light and heat hit the earth as it orbits the sun. The earth is tilted. That means it's not straight up and down. It's like this in space. The amount of daylight changes during the year because of the tilt. And in Spanish, la luz y el calor inciden sobre la Tierra cuando ésta orbita alrededor del Sol. La Tierra está inclinada. La cantidad de luz del día cambia durante el año a causa de esa inclinación. This represents the rotation of the seasons of the year because the Earth itself orbits around the sun. And you'll notice at times of the year, the Earth is warmer, like in summer, that means we're closer to the sun, or colder, like in winter, which means we're further from the sun. The sun's light and warmth change Earth's seasons. Each season has different weather. Seasons last about 3 months. What weather are we having today? Here in New Jersey, it's cloudy and a little chilly. Yesterday it rained a little bit. That's pretty normal for springtime. But what weather is it where you are? You can look out your window and see. La luz y el calor del sol hacen que cambian las estaciones de la Tierra. Cada estación tiene un clima diferente. Las estaciones duran cerca de 3 meses. So we have winter, invierno, and summer, right? Verano. The seasons. Summer has lots of daylight. The weather is warm. Your part of Earth tilts towards the sun in summer. Las estaciones. En el verano hay muchísima la luz del día. El clima es caluroso. La parte de la tierra donde vive se inclina hacia el sol en verano. In the summertime, we can play outside, right? Maybe you run through your sprinkler, or you like to dig in your garden. Whatever you like to do during the summertime, there's lots of sun, sol, for you to do it in, right? Warm summer cools into autumn. Leaves turn colors and fall from the trees. Animals get ready for winter. They do something called hibernating. Some animals completely hibernate. That means they sleep all winter. And some animals do what's called partial hibernation. El caluroso verano se va volviendo fresco en el otoño. Las hojas cambian del color y se caen de los árboles. Los animales se preparan para el invierno. What's that squirrel doing? He's got a nut. He's going to hide that nut so he can eat it throughout the wintertime. I bet you've seen some squirrels running around doing just that, and now you might see them running around digging up their food. Sometimes they might forget to dig up an acorn, and do you know what happens when they forget to dig up that acorn? What happens? A tree will grow because acorns are oak tree seeds. Daylight hours are short in the winter. The weather is cold or snowy. Your part of Earth tilts away from the sun in winter. Las horas de luz del día son cortas en invierno. El clima es frío y nieva. La parte de la tierra donde vive se inclina en invierno alejándose del sol. Look at that beautiful winter picture. So gorgeous. All the snow. Now, what's the next season after winter? Do you remember? It's It's the one we're going into right now. It's springtime, primavera. In spring, daylight hours get longer again. Leaves and plants start to grow. It can be very rainy. En la primavera hay más horas con luz del día. Las hojas y las plantas empiezan a crecer. Puede llover mucho. What are these? These are little seedlings. Those are baby plants. And they will grow into bigger plants like veggies or flowers or even trees. Springtime is when plants start growing again. Seasons aren't the same everywhere at the same time. It's summer in the north, where we are, when it's winter in the south. Las estaciones no son iguales en todas partes al mismo tiempo. Mientras es verano en el norte, es invierno en el sur. So, in South America, when it's winter, it's summer in North America, where we are, in New Jersey. Amazing. It's a pattern. Earth always orbits the sun. Seasons keep changing in the same pattern. Summer will come again. Then autumn, winter, and spring. Se forma un patrón. La tierra siempre gira alrededor del sol. Las estaciones cambian siguiendo el mismo patrón. El verano volverá. Luego el otoño, el invierno y la primavera. Yay! Very good, everybody. The end. Thank you for reading the Seasons book with me. And again, like I said, we are going into springtime. And you can look out your window, or if you're going for a walk for some exercise, you can see all the plants coming up at this time. Now, I thought we could sing our song from last time to the tune of Get Together. I'm going to sing the first verse first, which is about friendship, and then we're going to sing our special book verse, which is from the Storytime Secrets blog. Are you ready? Let's sing together. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. With your friends and my friends and my friends and your friends, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Isn't that true? I love getting together with friends. And right now, the way I do that is like we're doing now, virtually. So I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of video calls with my friends who are far away, all staying home so we can stay safe. And it is nice to even be with friends that way. Now, do you remember our special book verse? I'm going to see if I can remember it. Remember, we have big and small, short and tall. That's part of the end of the verse. So remember that rhyme. Are you ready? The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books and small books and short books and tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. And I'm always very happy to read stories with you. I have one more for us today. This is quite an old book. Perhaps some of your parents read this when they were little, but it's still very good, and it is 65 years old. It's called The Carrot Seed. Now, it says 60th anniversary in here, but this copy of the book is a little bit old. It was first published in 1945, but it is still a beloved book about gardening and planting seeds, which is something you can do at home if you have some soil, some sun, some water, and a seed. The author of this book is Ruth Krauss. She wrote all of the words in the book. And the pictures are by Crockett Johnson He drew all the pictures. Let's see what the carrot seed is about. A little boy planted a carrot seed. Can you see that carrot seed? I'm going to show you. It is very tiny. And if you've ever seen a carrot seed, it's extremely small. It's amazing that something as big as a carrot can grow from a little seed like that. So I know it's probably hard to see from where you're looking on the phone or your tablet. So I want you to imagine a tiny little seed going into the ground. Okay? His mother said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." Here's Mama. Here's where we've planted the seed. The little boy has put a marker with a carrot on it to remind him what he's planted and where. Because once the seed is beneath the dirt, we can't see it anymore until it starts growing, right? So that's to remind him. His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." And there's Daddy. They're not being very encouraging about his carrot seed. What do seeds need to grow? Like I said, they need a couple of things. Water, soil, sunlight. We'll see if our little boy gives his seed those things. And his big brother said, "It won't come up." There's Big Brother. Have you ever felt a little discouraged about something like that? Maybe somebody said something not nice to you about something you did? Looks like he's feeling a little discouraged too. Every day, the little boy pulled up the weeds around the seed and sprinkled the ground with water. Okay, so he's pulling up weeds, which are plants that grow around the food you're trying to grow, and you pull them up so that your plant has space enough to grow in the soil. And he's got his watering can, and he's put some water on the seed. But nothing came up. Now, it's probably been a few days since he planted the seed. Has that been enough time for a full carrot to grow? And nothing came up. Still waiting for that seed. Everyone did keep saying it wouldn't come up. We see Mom, Dad, and Brother telling him, "See, it's not coming up." But he still pulled up the weeds around it every day and sprinkled the ground with water. So he was faithful to his little seed, even though it looked like it wasn't growing. Because in addition to soil, water, and sunlight, there's one more thing that plants need. Maybe you've thought of it already. That thing is patience. Growing plants takes a lot of patience. Patience means waiting. And then one day, what do you think happened? A carrot came up! Now look at that. Does that look like any carrot you've ever seen? Maybe when you buy carrots, you just buy the orange part from the supermarket. But carrots have these long stalks at the top with these sort of feathery leaves. But even that is quite large for a carrot. So you know what that means. Just as the little boy knew it would. Look at that carrot. It's ginormous. Tall leaves means a big carrot. He was rewarded for his care of his plant. The end. Great reading, everybody. I love that book because it's very simple, but it teaches us that there's still something worthwhile in planting seeds in the ground. And maybe you can start a little garden at home. Those are our stories for today. Again, remember, we will be doing stories every Tuesday and Thursday at noon, live. And we are still putting out a lot of virtual content on our Facebook page and our website, our YouTube channel, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can follow us. We will be putting out some videos this week on how to use our website. We'll be putting out a special jellyfish craft for any kids who want to do a craft from home. And we just put out a video yesterday on how to use Tumblebooks, which is another one of our e-reading services that you get free with your library card. And not only can you read books on Tumblebooks in English and Spanish, we have a service called Tumble Math, which can help you practice your math while you're home at this time, and some e-reading services through that for adults and teens as well as kids. I do think now it's time for us to say goodbye. So we're going to sing our goodbye song from last time. Before we go, just remember, if you want, you can comment on this video using our hashtag NBFPLStrong. Comment with a shout out for your friend or loved one, and we will put it in a future video. So include that hashtag with your shout out. And now we're going to sing our ending song. Are you ready? So, whereas before we said hello, now we're going to say goodbye. So we're going to say goodbye and friends. I'm going to sing the verse once, and then we'll sing it once together, and then we'll say goodbye for today. Are you ready? Let me sing it through one time. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Now I want you to do it with me, and we can say goodbye together. Are you ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. See you on Thursday, everybody.